Hi everybody, my name is Alec Feygin. I'm a senior in the AIM program covering international communications, and today I will be pitching SK Telecom. Now on to my recommendation. These are SKM's four main business segments, and I'm hoping to give you all a little bit more information about each one. So the first one, the M&O business, is this company's bread and butter. It has a 50% market share in South Korea and has consistently ranked number one for mobile communications. And in April of 2019, SKM launched the world's first commercial 5G network. Now, moving on to the media segment has a 30% market share in South Korea. And in 2019, through a merger of the second and the first largest streaming platforms, created the largest streaming company in South Korea. And this industry is expected to grow at a CAGR of over 11.9% till 2025. The third segment is the security segment, which also has a 30% market share. And the interesting thing about this segment is that it touches almost every other part of SKM. And in 2018, the company made two massive acquisitions of ADT Caps and SK Infosec to pretty much bring security in-house. And the fourth business segment is the commerce segment. And through one of SKM's fully owned subsidiaries, 11th Street, SKM operates the third largest e-commerce platform in the country. And this segment has experienced a CAGR of over 21% in the last 10 years and is expected to continue to grow. Now moving on to my drivers, the first of which is that 5G is finally here. As of the second quarter 2020, SKM has nearly 3.35 million 5G subscribers, which makes up about 45% of the entire 5G customer base in South Korea at this time. And an interesting tidbit is that for SKM, the cost of a 4G user and a 5G user per gigabyte of data is exactly the same. But a 5G user uses 2.64 times as much data as an average 4G user, which means a average 5G customer is almost 3 times as valuable as the average 4G customer. And now the South Korean government will provide tax breaks to encourage 5G adoption to go from 11.3%, where it currently is, to over 70% by 2025. Now moving on to my second driver, a wave of new products and opportunities. This chart highlights a recent deal that SKM has gone into with Comcast to create a new esports league. This joint venture will help grow its global presence in the esports market, which is expected to grow at a CAGR of over 36% through 2022. And this will directly help SKM's media business segment. Now moving on to my third driver is that just like any good portfolio, SKM stays diversified. Back in 2011, SK Telecom announced that it will be buying a 21% stake in SK Hynix for roughly $3 billion. And today, that share is worth $11 billion. And SK Hynix is the second largest memory chip manufacturer in the world, and that business is expected to grow at a CAGR of 5.9%. And since the industry is consolidating, SK Hynix is a good bet on the memory chip market. Now moving on to my valuation. So I used three different valuation metrics. which gave me an intrinsic value of $28.75, representing a 27% upside. And here I want to touch on three metrics in my boxes. So the first being ROA, which is 2.1%. The 5-year average is 5.8%. For ROE, the 5-year average is 11.3%, and ROIC, it's 7.7%. Now, the low numbers are based off the fiscal year 2019, and that's the same year when SKM made a $3.2 billion acquisition of T-Broad in their media segment, which hurt these valuations. And I expect by the end of fiscal year 20, these three metrics will go back to being close to their 5-year averages. Now let's talk about risks. The main risk for SKM is SK Hynix, which makes up over half of the total valuation of this company. And unlike SKM, SK Hynix is in a very cyclical business. So you can see from just the annual operating profit how in 2018 it went from a record high to a record low in 2019. And actually just this week on Monday, SK Hynix and Intel announced a $9 billion deal to buy Intel's NAND memory unit, which will make SK Hynix the second largest NAND memory chip maker in the world and continue to consolidate itself as the premier memory chip manufacturer in the world. Now on to management. This is Jung-Ho Park, who became the president, CEO, and director of SKM in 2017. He's been with the company since 2009 in different roles, and by all accounts, he's considered a great manager and leader. Now to conclude, the pitch for this company is pretty simple. SKM represents one of the largest conglomerates in South Korea. And as you can see for this chart, it has been growing a little bit quicker than the market as a whole. This company will give us exposure to South Korea, which is a dominant country. And if we believe in the future technologies that SKM stands for, SKM is the best bet on those technologies. Thank you.